Hello world! WayofTime here, bringing to you another episode of EEPower. Now it's doing a little work while, kind of off camera. I think that's a good description. I currently have expanded my industrial centrifuges so that I made 3 more, and they're all running to get as much titanium as possible. When all of this is said and done, it will give the entire, not sure how much it is. What is it? Yes, how many I need? Like 8 titanium, I think that's it. So now there has been a bit of news, though it is false and kind of not false at the same time. It's Feed the Beast is still not updated to 1.4.5. I hope it hasn't updated to 1.2.5 again. That'd kind of be a little counterproductive, but it's still going to take a while for it to do so to get to 1.4.5. As I said, it'll take a while, so I'm going to try to work as much in this world as possible, getting everything going as fast as I can. So I'm going to rock crush these rubies to get some ruby dust because we're still going to need some chrome. And I have this industrial centrifuge left over. I'm going to want to do a little funny business with it later on. And as you see here, I have a small area for one of the apiaries. And ooh, we actually got common drones. That's going to be good. But anyways, as our centrifuges or whatever the plural form are working away, I think it's probably best to work on some more interesting stuff. Now I saw this machine online that basically used an industrial centrifuge to turn lava into a whole lot of awesome stuff. Now I'm not sure how it's going to go when I attempt it, but we'll see how the math goes. Also, another thing, I managed to finish this quarry. So the small 16 by 16 went all the way down to bedrock, and now I'm working on a 64 by 64. Had to put this cobblestone gateway there because otherwise I might fall, and if I put it even to what it was before, it'd be a problem. Anyways, another thing I noticed is I did a bit of toying around with the matter fabricator in a test world and noted that, well, it doesn't use this much scrap, even though it takes a ton of EU, and yes, it's a metric ton. A metric ton of EU to create it. The scrap doesn't take nearly as much. So what I think I'm going to do is actually turn off these engines so that it doesn't draw any excess scrap and doesn't clog up my chest. Because I have, if we just take a look over at how much EU I currently have stored, scrap I have stored, it's ridiculous. I basically consolidated it into one chest. This will be enough for a lot of UU when I get to that. Now, I'm going to need a few things before I can actually get all that UU matter. I'm going to have to be able to, get a lot more resources to make some better energy generation methods because currently what I have right now is not the best. Now, perhaps in the future we can get a lot more iron to change it to better steel, so that we'll be able to make another boiler system so that we have currently one for Buildcraft energy, but another one for EU energy. I'm thinking that might be one good way to generate all the EU we need. Another way is to actually make a nuclear reactor, which is probably the next step that I'm going to need to do. That will probably take a bit more resources, and it'll take my second quarry to get to better levels than it currently is. Now, hopefully we'll be able to weed out the rest of the junk here. But anyways, I digress. Let's try to make a new interesting machine. Now, because of the obvious, we're not going to use all the scrap here, and leaving this here would just be a waste. It's probably best to actually take our advanced solar panel from here. So maybe just drain all of our excess energy here, and then just slowly taking this away, and thank goodness a pick works. I made sure to check. These are gonna die, but we can easily just plop down another one of these later for it to actually work in the future. Now, I went out to a linking book in one of the mine shafts to get a lot of string because I think we're going to need a lot of Railcraft tanks. Not tanks, some rails and stuff like that. So string is going to be required for all the liquid loaders and unloaders. And I think it's going to be handy to get all that handled with care right away. So anyways, if we look at our lava cell recipe, just U button. What requires the lava cell is the industrial centrifuge. By centrifuging 64 lava cells, we managed to get a lot of tin, a wolfram cell, pyrite, and dust, gold dust. This pyrite, if we check that, can further be centrifuged to get sulfur dust and iron dust. So probably getting another industrial centrifuge will be what we need. I should have made an extra one, and perhaps 2 more solar panels will be also sufficient. So I'm thinking I'll just go out and make those solar panels. I think I'll actually use, since I'm running low on rubber, use electrum to make the circuits, because if we look at one of the Greg Tech recipes, electronic circuits, we can use some electrum to get 2 instead. Now if we use aluminum, we can do that as well. We have a bunch of aluminum that's just standing wishy-washy, willy-nilly, and etc. But we won't really have to worry too much about that. In fact, actually, the aluminum would be a good idea to use to make some of those advanced alloys. I think that'd be preferable to using my refined iron. So I'll get everything working and then I'll be right back. Okay, now I did a bit of math, and if we do have the 2 industrial centrifuges, which we have right now, let's just throw some of our excess stuff away. Yeah. I'm gonna probably need more carbon plates in the future. I might need to make an entire batch for that later, but for now I think what we have right now is good. Anyways, as I was saying before, the industrial centrifuge is going to need 10 EU per tick, and using 2 solar panels and an advanced solar panel will give us that 10 EU per tick. Now let's check some of the recipes that we're going to need. Okay, so there's going to be a lot of planning for this. This is what I'm actually thankful for. Having a thing to plan for is going to be useful. Okay, so 64 lava cells. We get 40 tin in total when we get that. So let's check the net. We have 8 times 8, so that's 32. And we'll have 8 at the end, 8 left over. So basically, we'll have 5. That's interesting. We'll basically have 8, a gain of 8 tin and 4 gold and a bunch of all of this iron dust stuff and sulfur, which I don't think we have much of a use for. I guess we can make gunpowder for equivalent exchange at a later date, or maybe have bullets. I'm thinking I'm gonna download a mod from one of my friends, Xenophobe. He's back, so I think I might go for Xeno's Reliquary. I'm probably butchering that, but whatnot. Okay, so now we're going to need a few more interesting tools than just these things, because we need lava for one, so we need to make an igneous extruder. An igneous extruder takes lava, cobblestone rather, and Buildcraft energy and converts it to lava. And then we'll need a transposer, a liquid transposer to get everything in. So that'll be a piston, a machine block. We'll have to use gold and iron. I think I do have enough iron. Otherwise, I'll probably have to check my quarry. And I got 14 of that, but this is good. Let's throw our excess into here for now. And where would be a good place to put this? I'm thinking throwing it downstairs with our other stuff will be a good idea. I think charging my backpack would probably be a jetpack. Yes, jetpack, backpack. The jet that goes on my back with fire. And I'm surprised I'm not scorching grass with this. Anyway, so let's charge our backpack, jetpack, and get everything going. Now I'm thinking of actually changing my tree farm into a rubber tree farm because there's a few machines I can use to harvest the rubber from that, but I think that will be for later. So let's focus on this and get that. Okay, we're good here, so let's see if we have any spare iron just in case. I do not think that is a possibility. We have some spare tin, so worst comes to worst, we have to grab some tin. We could make some scrap boxes, but I'm not going to bother right now. Okay, so. Ooh, actually, scrap boxes would be a good thing to do over there. I think I might work on that later. Okay, so let's go down into the depths of our base and think of a good corner for power. Now, I think taking the Buildcraft energy that we will need from here will be a good place, and I don't think we'll be robbing much in the place of room by just knocking a few torches off the walls, putting them on the other side, and all of that. So let's put them over there. And I think that's good. And let's have a little bit of common sense and go like that. So, we're going to need to make an igneous extruder, which will take a piston machine frame. Do I have everything that will be required? I have some oak, wood, so redstone and cobblestone, as well as iron. So, I think I have everything. And there is a cobble gen that I can take from upstairs, but we'll work on that. Should we do that now or later? Let's get that now. I might as well get our cobble gen from in the overworld. Be prepared for once in my miserable life. Now, as a precautionary measure, I made sure to get some tin, because I'm sure we will need to get some of that for later. I'm sure that we'll find a build for that, so I'm not a fan of running back and forth to get our table over there, so let's actually just knock out this wall that we had before, put that there, and put our torch back where we had it before. Hey, I'm bad at planning, shut up. Okay, so let's place our cobble gen here. I'm thinking it won't need any power, so that should be good. Outputs, I think we can change later, but let's just have it so that it can't input anything or output anything. There we go. We'll have it nice and blank for now. Now we're going to need to get a few things. We're going to want to get that liquid transposer and that other machine. So we're going to need to get the machine frames. So 2 machine frames, and we're going to need 2 pistons, I think. Do we need 2 pistons? No, we need 1 piston and a bucket. So let's get the piston first, and of course, wood might be a good thing to get. So wood, redstone here, and a little bit of a casing. And we got our piston. Liquid transposer will require copper and a redstone reception coil. That was received well. Here we go. And get copper. Now I went ahead and got myself some energy conduits, so redstone energy conduit, so we'll be able to get everything else that we're going to need. So let's see. Over here, yes. Okay, firstly, do we need lead for the liquid thing? I hope we don't. Glass, phew. Probably going to need lead for the other thing, so I might want to get that. But anyways, so where's that energy frame? Okay, here we go. Got our liquid transposer, and finally we're going to need our igneous extruder. And we're going to need tin and a servo motor, which just uses the rest of that. Servo motor. Does that require tin in the center? No, it requires redstone. Okay, servo motor, tin at the sides, and this. And that means we're going to need a piston at the top and glass. Yes, we are. So let's grab a bit of glass. I think we have some spared. Do we have any spare? We can make some more. Let's just make some glass if we don't have any here. We have some more glass panes, but that's not what I'm looking for. Of course, I have a lot of glass in there, so at least we'll have some excess glass when we're done with all that. So let's see, we got our glass, we got everything that we're probably going to need, except for two things. We're probably going to need to get some lava, and we're going to need one cell of water so we can get everything else going. We'll need to throw these into the igneous extruder. Let's check over there. Okay, laggy. Stop being laggy. Let's see, obviously this is done and is not set to a good response and is just... Okay, hold. Okay, there we go. So apparently this is done, and we're going to need to get some more in the future. So at least that's another thing we can take off of our chunk loading blocks, but not too much of a worry. Yeah, that was scaring me for a second. It's like, lag, oh no, lag. Okay, moving onwards. Let's actually get this show on the road. So we're going to need lava, so I think I'm going to need to find an area. Where can I find lava? I wonder. Wow, so I feel incredibly stupid right now. Oh gosh, I was wondering where to get lava. And I know where to get lava. Okay, so let's put this down first of all. Get our igneous extruder at least wired up to this. And there we go. There we go. That should allow connection right away, unless we can't see it. Derp. That wasn't what we needed. We needed the magma crucible. That's okay. I'll find some more iron and make the magma crucible. That kind of sucks. At least we have another cobble gen if the need arises. We could always expand this, but I doubt we're going to be ever in a case where we need more. So I'll find some more iron, hopefully. There's probably some more in the quarry, and then I'll get right back on that, making the correct thing this time. Okay, here we have our iron. We'll make our thing again, unfortunately. Kind of a waste of all of our resources, but it's at least for a good cause. Did I need to make a piston? No, I did not. Okay, so another waste of resources brought to you by yours truly. So, at least we have all this required, and get this iron up, and that's not exactly how I do the recipe over here. Now, bucket. Here, reception coil, copper, and now we actually have our magma crucible, which is actually the thing that we're looking for, funnily enough. I think this is it. Maybe I should place it down to make sure. Oh well. So we got here, and we'll place this down, and our liquid transposer is the one that we actually placed away. That was a good job, Way. That you will forever be remembered as the one who just said nay. Okay, where is that thing I put away? Okay, so put this away instead, and we got our liquid transposer. Thankfully, we have some nice ventilation shafts for just such an occasion. Okay, liquid transposer will also require energy. Hey, over here. There we go. Let's take this out. And we're gonna first need to feed it into here, so the output will need to go there. So we're going to need to make some lava first of all. I'm not sure how long it's going to take. Probably going to take a while for this to work. And our water as well is going to need to work. Okay, so output in there. And this is where it goes in. Okay, so wait. There we go. The output will be here. So first of all, we're going to need our water cell to go in. And we will need to have this accepting. There we go, we got our water, that's all we need, and we actually got a cell back, which is actually quite good. So our lava magma crucible is almost done, and then that will be good. Just waiting, waiting. I know you can do it, you're the best, go, go, go. Okay, you got that there. We need to just transpose it in first. And then expel. And now we actually have some of this going. Now we need to have the output go into another area, which means that, okay, these two I believe will need to be swapped. So this is which? Our magma crucible, which goes here. Magma crucible input will need to go in here. Output will go here. Have our liquid transposer. Gonna need to have an input for cells later, but we're going to want to have the cells here, empty cells, and we're going to also want an input to here for now. Let's have the output go for there, and I guess the input for the back for now. Yeah, sure. We're gonna have to wait for this to see if it works. But I don't see any reason for it to not work currently. We might need to have something a bit faster than this, though it's going at a good whopping 20 megajoules per second, which is a lot faster than what those are currently going at. So I think we're good. Now, once we get these transposed, we're going to need to have a good package ready, because this... I'm not sure. We should probably check how much time it takes for the magma crucible to work. Because if it works at how this industrial centrifuge goes, I'm actually going to want to change this a bit as well. Because I find it stupid to have it wired in such a careless manner. I'm thinking maybe have it so, because we're going to want to load and unload through the top and bottom, so we need to have those free. So having it connected like so instead will probably be better, top being open for inputs if it's required. So here we go, we don't really need any inputs for the magma crucible at all. All we need is for the liquid transposer to produce empty cells whenever it needs be. Which, honestly, is not too much to ask for. So, we have liquid in here. Now we need to get the stuff out of here, so which means we'll need a railway. Why did I use glass? Why is glass in that? That's just stupid. Okay, so, get that covered up, and I'm thinking we'll probably have to go with rails going down here, but we're going to need an item unloader. Item unloader is a lot better than the liquid unloader, thankfully. Item unloader is here. We need the loader, not the unloader. So the loader is, wow, it's so much more difficult. I never would have guessed. We might as well wait for that to work and its magic anyways. It's probably going to need to put the stuff to the bottom. So let's see. Item unloader. We got the string required. We're just going to need to... And we got the wood required, so that's good. We're just going to need to work on our other stuff, such as... Wait, do we have smooth stone already? We should. That should be one of the main things that we have. And we probably don't. Isn't that just amazing? You'd think that I'd have a bit more smooth stone considering all the other contraptions that I have currently running. Back, I say! Okay, smooth stone will be an easy enough thing to concoct. I think that's good, actually. That should be all I need for now. I should probably make some more, and I think this will be good. Actually, that will be a perfect amount. We'll just turn it all into pressure plates for now. Turn one of them into the item unloader, and we're going to need a dispenser as well. So we're going to need to get this into wood. Hey, nope. Did I say you could do that? No, I did not. Okay, so we got a bow, got the redstone and the cobblestone. We're going to need to refresh on our cobblestone. I think we have it. So this is unloader. We're going to need the loader. Good. So let's go over here, refresh on our cobblestone. I think we do have enough cobblestone generating as it is right now, but always getting a bit extra won't hurt anyone. That I know, at least. Maybe the cobblestone fairy will be a little offended, but I think they'll be fine. Okay, so lava cells, here we go. That will be good. Probably want to do some math for that later. What does it take? 4,000? I think it takes 4,000 for this to work. It's magic, but anyways, we're going to need a lot more rails than what we have right now, and probably going to want to work a bit along this way. I hope that's not draining power, because if it is, refining air, I'm not sure about you, but it's kind of a useless task. I guess I can leave it running in the meantime, though. It's not like it's really hurting anyone. Anyways, so let's get some more tin cells in there so we get everything going. We have more tin than this, but I think this will be fine for now. Okay, that's working, okay. Now we need our second stage to work. So all these items, let's configure this properly. I think we should have a red go there. So good, that is working. Okay, so we got 4 there. The items are in there. We're going to need a holding track to have everything go. Okay, so the next line that it's going to need to go to is one of our industrial centrifuges. I'm fearful of placing this down right now because I'm not sure where everything's going to need to go. So industrial centrifuge will be handling, the first one will be handling all the lava that we will have first of all. So once again, checking it for the recipe. It'll be handling all our gold, tin, wolfram, and pyrite. Let me think about this for a second. So this thing will need to receive items as well as that will need to receive items as well. So we need to make 3 more dispensers, I think would be a healthy estimate. Come on, give me. So make the 3 dispensers right now. Let's make a lot of them. Why not? Okay, so I'll just make all these dispensers because I think we're going to need a lot of unloaders and loaders. So might as well be a little preemptive in this and get everything working. Okay, we got our detectors. Let's go with 2 unloaders and 1 more loader. And let's put this here and this here and as well as here. So items will come in here. All the tin cells that will be required will go into here, and all the stuff will go out. Now the lava cells will need to be put into here. We'll probably have something so that it'll wait until all that condition is made or something, or wait until 64 are there. Probably going to have to see how that goes. Now, gonna need to have this so that energy can easily be sent to here. So I'm thinking we might either need to destroy a wall or 3, or we can just go something like this. Have 2 solar panels over here. Now let's see. We're gonna have 2 centrifuges. One will go here, and another I think will go like here. Yeah. We'll go with that for now and see how that goes. Now, with the energy, we're going to need a few more wires than what we currently have, which is none. And I wish there was some way to do this a bit better, but unfortunately that's not going to be the case. Now, how much does tin wire use? I think tin doesn't use much. Though I could be mistaken. I think it's actually... No, that doesn't matter anyways, because this sends out 32 EUs per tick. So we're going to need to get some rubber. So I'll get some rubber so that we can get some rubber wires. No, we can't really use the advanced stuff because we don't have... I guess it's worth the diamond to make all the advanced wires. Not gonna like it, but it's probably the best thing to do. Craft another set of these to have the lossless transfer will be what we need to do. So let's get our silver ingots once more. Craft this with our diamond, and we only have one diamond left. Yeah, it's worth it. Let's get this. So we got 7 wires, so let's try not to waste this and get everything going. So I think I have it at a good enough space. Hopefully, we'll see how it goes. But anyways, we'll have to... 5. Get that. And that's gonna be an issue, is it? No. Yes, no, yes, no. Maybe so. Hey! Can you stop being retarded? I know it may be difficult for you, but some people don't like having retarded stuff happening. Okay, so we got that down. We got this down as well. Not quite yet, but anyways. How much does the solar panel use? It doesn't show. Okay, solar panel, and very, very, very advanced solar panel. And we got that going. Now it's looking a little out of place, but I think we can change that in the future. Maybe going a little like that will help for now at least. Okay, that'll have to do. We'll make another loader and unloader. So whatever the configuration is, we'll go like that, and it's actually like this. So loader, unloader, one here. One here. So the lava will go in here and it'll unload all the byproducts. Once that's done, we're going to need a few more lava cells than we currently have, but that's understandable. We'll have to go up here, and then the tin is going to need to do a few things. One of the things it's going to need to do is go so that it can be automatically crafted into... It's going to need to be automatically crafted into tin cells. Some of that is going to need to be diverted off, whereas the rest of the stuff will need to go back, so the tin cells will go in here. We're going to need some of that there and there, so we'll have like some sort of elevator track. Do we actually have elevator tracks? I don't know. I've never actually used them in Railcraft before. Hey, I guess we're gonna have to use cobblestone because that's gonna be a bit hazardous. Not really hazardous, but very unaesthetically pleasing. If that is a word, I am using it. If it isn't, I am using it. There's not much debate in this. So we're gonna need 6 holding tracks, probably elevator tracks. I don't know what do elevator tracks use. Elevator tracks use a lot of advanced rails and a standard rail, so we're going to need a lot of them, and we're going to have to research on how we actually use them. Fortunately, at least, we have a bunch of creosote oil and the engineering means to use it, so let's actually get some of that done. So some of this, and where's our creosote oil? That'll be good. So carpenter, throw this in. And throw this in. Where is it? There we go. Too bad it takes a while. So we'll get those rails going. We're going to need some iron. I think we do have some iron left over, thankfully. We got some more stuff, which is going to need to go into the rolling machine to make a bunch of standard rails. So let's make the rails, and then I think we'll be good to go for the future. Now, I didn't notice this, but I already had a bunch of standard rails, rather, so that's a little unfortunate. At least we can have some fun trying to figure out how everything else works. Let's get this out of the way. That's not exactly how I wanted to work it, but oh well. Okay, how do we get the other rails again? Is this the combination? No, it isn't. Let's work. Advanced rails. Advanced rails, okay, gold on the outside. Redstone. And the iron. That'll make some more advanced rails. Let's actually get our non-advanced rails first. Like so. Get this, and let's see how the elevator track works. And we'll need one of these, and I believe we do have some excess of this. Good. We got our chest cart as well, so we'll be all well and dandy once we get everything else going. We'll need some more creosote oil, though, and throw these away for now, because it'll be a bit of a bog. Okay, do we have enough stuff for standard rails? Yes, we should. Okay, let's get this then. Combine all this to get our ties. This should be enough. So let's get our standard rails first. And we're going to need to put a bit more room. So let's clear away the stuff that I don't think we're necessarily going to use. I don't think that's going to work. And where is our holding rail? Holding rail uses pressure plate and wooden rail bed. And we happen to have a pressure plate. Pressure plate. That is how you pronounce it. And it might be a good idea to actually get it in the right order so we have everything. There, that should be enough to make this. Now we just have to make sure it's actually working. And find out how said thing works. Okay, let's see. Gonna have to see how this works. Let's see. I never actually used the elevator tracks before, so this is definitely going to be an interesting encounter, that's for sure. Let's get all this going. We might need some form of powered rail. But if this works how I think it should just be as simple as this. Now the only thing left to do, other than putting the cart on the track, which would be a little obvious, is to test it. Now I think removing this for that would be a good idea, and one of the sides needs to be powered, because that's the only way for it to actually elevate. Okay, so let's see if this works. Chest cart, put, and it needs another lever, doesn't it? That's a little odd, but okay. Elevate. Now disembark. How do I push you? Push. Okay, that's very weird. Whereas that works like that, and it's going like that. And we just need to actually put it like this. Maybe it needs to have momentum or something. Or that's not how I do it. Okay, let's take this off. Take that. Or actually use Google. Can you say derp? That might have been a good thing to test right away, honestly. So, gonna have this kind of going off on it, doing its own thing. Think we can live with that though. Let's take this out. Needs to be such a way that maybe I'm not such a derp. One moment I'm being annoying again. Yay. Okay, now that I've managed to get everything working, it looks like I needed, this is probably not needed. Let's actually check. Yes, it is needed. So an unpowered rail is required to be above it for it to actually work. So let's put that. It basically puts okay, catapulting, over, away, and done with. Now we're going to need to put some things on so that we have it, well, we prevent it from going without filling everything, etc., because I think this is getting everything that it's not supposed to. We're going to need to put some form of filter and etc. So we're going to actually need it to start before anything else is going. So we'll probably wait and have it a filter like 25 cells. Wait for that to go before it actually allows it to go, and we're going to need to get the pyrite dust for this, and the pyrite dust and gold, because that's not the only thing it requires. Okay, so this is going to take a bit of not planning, but probably a setup period for everything to work, because I'm not sure how long this will all take, but I know it'll be long enough to be painful, especially to get testing fully, because we're going to need all those lava cells for everything to work. This is going to need a filter of 64 lava cells before everything's okay. And we're going to still need to get a clever way to get everything loaded and unloaded, so we're probably going to need to get another loader and unloader combo, which will mean we need another bow and etc. So let's see how we're doing for everything else. Let's get the dispensers at least beforehand and then see what else we can do. Well, I know there's certainly going to be a lot of stuff that we're going to need to improve upon for this system. So let's just add a few final touches per se, at least get this down. We're probably going to need to change the system to get it fully operational, but the main thing that we're going to want is the 64 items to be loaded onto this transposer before anything is done. That'll probably be our best method for success. Sorry, 64. Did I say 24 or did I say 64? Anyways, as soon as 64 of these are on this system, let's see. Can we put any items into here? No, we cannot. As soon as that's done, we can just basically unload all the items that will be from here and eventually here, but we don't have anything for that yet. I am getting an idea for that, to basically portion all the items, but that should be good. Now let's see. For next episode, we'll basically have the lava go in here, we'll have the contents from this go out and the contents from this. It'll need to be portioned so that 32 tin goes into this, so that it's automatically created into some cells for the next time this goes around. And still waiting for this 64. Let's get that in there. It'll basically wait for that, and then for the next time around it'll go, etc. That'll be good. And yeah, it's kind of hard to explain things when ideas are not fully formed. You know, you get that idea where it's cloudy and hazy, and then you get distracted going, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? And then you just travel outside going, hey, look, a bird. Yeah, I know there's blue skies, but I haven't heard of blue clouds before. Anyways, that's all the time we have for this episode of EEPower. If you like what you see, don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe to future episodes. I'm thinking when we get this done, we'll be able to do a bit more bee breeding, because this is certainly going to turn into something a little wild. WayofTime here, signing off. Have a wonderful day.